Welcome to the site dedication for Dineen Hall. This is a very exciting afternoon. I'd like to welcome the members of the Dineen family, Catherine Riston, Judge Carolyn Dineen King, Judge Thomas Reevely, our good friend Bob Dineen, and their guests Jean Olivier, and Tripp and Allison Sampson. Thank you all for being here. In addition, I'd like to introduce the people on the platform here, all of which you will be hearing from in a few minutes. Of course, everyone knows most of these people. Our great Chancellor, Nancy Cantor. The Dean of the College of Law, Hannah Arterian. Architect Richard Gluckman. And third-year student representative Michael Kaplan. Welcome to you all. We're also honored this afternoon to have here many members of the Board of Trustees, the Board of Advisors of the College of Law, number of deans, faculty, staff, students, alumni, and friends of the College of Law. Welcome. My name is Mark Malfitano. I'm the chair of the College of Law Board of Advisors, and I'm a proud graduate of the College of Law. We have a brief program which we think will be exciting, and I'm very, very honored to introduce to you the Chancellor of this great university, Nancy Cantor.
Thank you, Mark, and I think we also ought to give Mark a big round of applause. He has been a true stalwart in pushing this project forward. So it's really just an incredible thrill to be here today. And we knew this sun would come out. We knew it. It just had to. Because this is such, not to sound cliche, but it is such a sunny project. This is really such an important project for us, for the university as a whole, for the College of Law, and most importantly, for all the students that will come in generations to come. And that is really the fitting legacy of what this Dineen family building is all about, because it is, in fact, named after their wonderful parents, who were two really remarkable individuals. And we have some great photos that I hope people look at after the ceremony is over. But they really were remarkable individuals who had a great passion for the law, and it compelled them to really triumph in their lives. And that is exactly what we expect our College of Law to represent. So their father, Robert Emmett Dineen Sr., the son of Irish immigrants, grew up literally just a short distance from where we stand today in a city neighborhood that was known as the Swamp. And that's why I think it's really good the sun is out today. So he was really determined to make a better life. And he went right from high school at our own CBA to this College of Law by driving an ice cream truck. I just love that idea. I'm sure he didn't love it too much, right? And then had to convince the powers that be at Bond, Shennick and King to recognize his talent and hire him on in the firm without a college degree, which they did, and boy, were they happy. He did extremely well, of course, and later became New York State's insurance commissioner, and then excelled as the top-ranking insurance executive at Northwestern Mutual in Wisconsin. So just a story of talent and perseverance, and that's what Syracuse College of Law is all about. That's what Syracuse University is all about. And then their mother, Carolyn Barham Dineen, who revealed her pioneering spirit and steely resolve, and we can see it in the offspring, early on by deciding to pursue a career in law, initially to the dismay of her father, who later was extremely proud of her accomplishments. Now, she did this at a time when women rarely ventured into the field of law, and there were few opportunities for those who did. She was one of just 2 women in her class at the College of Law, and she, too, put herself through law school working as a newspaper columnist and then becoming a winning litigator upon graduation. So she had a lifelong passion for creating opportunity, and I think the theme today is really the joining of excellence and opportunity and the kind of perseverance that it takes to join excellence and opportunity and really seed the future. There are 3 wonderful children whom we've all become really part of the Syracuse family in many ways, have the same passion for the law. Bob and Kathy as attorneys at Sherman and Sterling, and later on numerous community and corporate boards, and Carolyn as a path-breaking chief judge for the U.S. Court of Appeals. Real excellence, real perseverance, making a mark in the world, and using the legal framework to really open up new paths. Bob is, of course, a proud law school alum and has provided, as you all know, and he is a wonderful trustee of the university as well, has provided extraordinary leadership on the College of Law's board of advisors, working really cheek by jowl with our fabulous law school dean, the dynamo behind me, in orange. Do you believe how much orange she's wearing? So, I mean, this is really something. So I was just about to say, let's give our incredible law school dean a round of applause. Let's do it again. So as all of you know, Hannah and her colleagues, with the wonderful board of advisors, with families like the Dineen family, is just totally taking this College of Law on an extraordinary path to excellence, absolutely building on its legacy of strengths, and most importantly, really defining the way in which a great university needs a great College of Law, and a great College of Law needs a great university. So we are literally in this together. And what I view Hannah and her colleagues as doing is creating those incredible interdisciplinary links that literally create a place for the College of Law at the center of the institution. So one thing you need to know is, even though this might seem like it's the edge of the institution is moving out. So there's going to be a whole West Campus here with College of Law housing and this incredible signature facility. And once again, the College of Law will be able to reach out and extend all into campus and all into the community and indeed around the world. So they have been building these interdisciplinary programs like the Institute for National Security and Counterterrorism. You've got Law and Maxwell and Newhouse coming together in the Institute for the Study of Judiciary, Politics, and the Media. And then you've got TED's Technology Commercialization Law program, which really reaches to engineering, to Whitman, and actually all across campus. And then, of course, the College of Law is reaching down into the community and doing just what was needed in the days of the swamp, really thinking in the Community Development Law Clinic about how we can use a legal framework, use the advocacy and intelligence of our students and our faculty to collaborate in communities and push this region forward, in addition to thinking about our own campus and how it's pushing forward. And speaking of pushing forward and pushing out, you have the Cold Case Justice Initiative working all around this nation. You've got Impunity Watch working all around the world. And it's always a risky thing to mention any particular programs because there are so many fabulous programs that will be right in the center of this new building. They're taking on the trickiest issues of the day, and they're doing it with discipline and strategy and excellence and intelligence. And that's really the mark of this great College of Law. So when I think about the expansive interdisciplinary and community and national and global reach of this College of Law. I think it's so fitting to imagine that the way you can do that reach is when you have a secure place, a place and identity at home. And that's what this building is going to do. It's going to establish that place at home that nurtures the ability to think through those trickiest problems wherever they occur. And I think of it again as this sense of you bring people together, you cross those minds, you use your empathy and your intelligence to make a difference out in the world, but you got to start by having a place at home. And so what more fitting than to have a place at home that is literally in the home of where Robert and Carolyn, certainly Robert grew up, and where Robert and Carolyn were at the law school, where these great Dineen protégés came forth. And so it may be a swamp, but it is a swamp with a lot of talent and a lot of zeal that is coming out of it. A lot of perseverance. He sold a lot of ice cream bars, I'm quite sure. Bob, Kathy, Carolyn, we just can't even express, and we'll say this over and over, the gratitude for your extraordinary commitment, for your sense that what we need for the future is that place, that identity that creates the connection between excellence and opportunity that your family so represents and so represented. What an extraordinary name to have, to represent in both your parents just the best of what Syracuse College of Law and Syracuse University can do. So you are indeed our family. We've adopted you, all of you, and we think of family as forever. So this building will forever be a mark of what your parents did and what they achieved and what you were able to do to bring that legacy forward. So thank you from the bottom of our hearts.
I would just like to add something. Today we're at a stage of a process that's been going on 5 years. And the chancellor, from at least my early engagement, has been, of course, very, very supportive of the College of Law. And the College of Law has reached out to embrace her initiatives of scholarship and action. But the chancellor has invested in this process of the decisions that brought us to today to build a new building. We've spent 5 years analyzing and looking at numbers and looking at alternatives, and with the sounding board of the Board of Trustees, and a lot of Nancy's time. And I would be remiss if I also didn't acknowledge their Vice Chancellor and Provost Eric Spina, who has also been heavily engaged in this process. So, Chancellor, thank you for that investment in us, and we appreciate your continued effort and support of the College of Law. Thank you. Next, I'd like to introduce to you Richard Gluckman. Richard is the design architect for the building, and his firm, Gluckman Manor from New York City, has been working with us for a couple of years in terms of doing some of the evaluations and analysis that led to the decision to build a new law school. Richard received his bachelor's and his master's degree from Syracuse University, and he is also the chair of the advisory board of the School of Architecture. We look forward to working with him to, as Dean Arterian requires it to be a signature building. Richard's notable projects include the Museo Picasso in Malaga, Spain, and the renovation of the Whitney Museum of Art in New York City. Richard?
Thank you, Mark. Chancellor Cantor, Dean Arterian, members of the Dineen family, and the rest of all of your loyal supporters. This is one of those rare moments in one's life when I feel that I'm in the right place at the right time. I'm extremely happy to be here today. Even this weather makes me nostalgic. But it's even more thrilling to me to have this opportunity to create a new ground-up structure at my alma mater. This is beyond an architect's dream. This project has all of the components of a great, great building. An important site, one that's going to anchor this new West Campus initiative, an engaged and committed client, which includes many of you, and a great purpose to make an even better law school and take it to a higher level. I've always seen architecture as a transformative catalyst, and our job is to transfer and transform the culture of the Syracuse University College of Law within this great new building. We don't do this with just bricks and mortar, but in creating qualitative spaces that encourage interaction among faculty and students, spaces that are dynamic as well as spaces that are contemplative, and spaces that inspire and nurture the teaching and learning of law. People have asked me, what's this going to look like? It's going to look different from the buildings that you know are behind you. And I'm not talking about the Carrier Dome either. But it will be a building of the 21st century, and a building that respects and learns from the past, one that accommodates the present and anticipates the future. In the car on the way over, Bob asked me the same question. He said, perhaps many people will offer their 2 cents. My response is, you're going to have to offer a lot more than 2 cents. And that still doesn't mean I'm going to listen to you. But Dineen Hall will be an iconic structure and a social construct, one that supports the college, the university, the community of the city, and the extended community of law. Thank you very much for your support.
Next, I have the great pleasure of introducing the Dean of the College of Law, Dean Hannah Arterian. I'm glad the Chancellor made the comment about the amount of the orange, but I've known Hannah for a number of years, and she is inspirational to us all. She's a great leader. She will be a great leader to help us develop this beautiful facility. Dean Arterian.
Well, I just want to say thank you to everybody. And when I look around here, I realize I really should thank every single person here because, you know, I look at the faculty, I look at our staff, I look at our students. I'm sure you're feeling very warm back there in your T-shirts. I look at my colleagues in other areas of the campus who've really been there. I have to say, for me, it's in so many ways. The board members of the Board of Trustees, some of whom I've gotten to know over the last several years, and to the remarkable Board of Advisors that have, can't describe what these people are like, who they are, and what they mean to the college. I've been very, very fortunate. And I'll talk about the Dineen family in a bit. But I want to thank you all, and I particularly want to thank Nancy. When Nancy first came to campus, she came over to law school to have a conversation with me about her Big Ten inaugural theme. And right away, I mean, for me, it was a remarkable change. She just understood that the law was a dynamic discipline that touched everything and that it mattered. And that has just been the story, for me anyway, since that day. And without her saying we are partners, we meaning the university and the College of Law are partners, we would not be remotely in a tent today. So Nancy, from the bottom of my heart, I just want to thank you for that. So I'm supposed to say what about a building, you know? So I thought about this a little bit. I think a vibrant legal education requires a physical environment that enhances several things. Connection, community, engagement, and opportunity, as well as spaces that those of us who were in law school, those many years ago, would think of as spaces for full participation in both traditional education, now in more innovative education, and I have to say in professional growth. Realistically, no building alone can make all those things happen. But with the right combination of the right people, the right programs, and the recognition of the law as central to human endeavor, a building really is a critical component. It's critical to foster the dynamic that has no room for complacency, to move all of those people who are part of our college community. And that's actually a pretty big community. It's our students, it's our current students, our future students, our faculty, our staff, all of our alumni, and actually the constituency in the broader university toward a future that no one constituency can own, and a future in which the legal profession will always play, and I have to say, I hope it plays, a critical and important role, because it is to our great loss as a society if it does not. So someone said right place, right time. I mean, it bothers me because I wrote that down here myself, and I don't know where you. Okay. Okay. But I think that is really what it is. It is the right time, the right place, and we most certainly have the right people to make this new lived environment. And I just want to say a couple of words about the Dineen family. I will just tell you, and I'm facing you while I say it, so, you know, no one can accuse me of not making eye contact, that one of the truly great treasures of my time at Syracuse has been the warm outreach you have given to me as the dean of the college and as a person. I feel you have included me in so many moments, many of them happy, but some of them very sad. And your confidence in the future of the law school and of the students in the school, in the faculty and in the administration of our college, truly has sustained me, and I know many, many others in some awfully tough spots. In addition, and as a result, I have learned so much from you about family, about support, about engagement, and about really deep kindness. I also learned a lot about Bobby's first felony, and I know exactly where you hid the cigarettes in that tree in your backyard. You are in all ways just an absolutely distinguished family, individually and in combination. And how truly wonderful that this, our new home, will have your name and honor your parents. I'm just deeply grateful for all of this. Now I'd like to ask the members of the Dean family to please join Chancellor Cantor and me at the podium. You have to come over here. I think you have to come over here. These are, we have just a little memento. We have a little token here. These are our unique oak crystal sculptures, which were created for this occasion by Syracuse University alum and Arents Award winner Peter Yenawine.
It is heavy. We'll have you hold them and then we'll take them back.
I'll hold this for you.
I'm here in my orange. I'm a hometown girl. We're all hometown kids. I just have a couple remarks here, so fear not. First, I wanted to thank all of you for the warm hospitality that you've shown. Tom Reevely, our distinguished judge, my brother-in-law, Judge King, Bro, as I call him, me, our friends, the Sampsons, Tripp and Allison from New York, and my Syracuse cousin, Dick Sheeran, known in the family as Dickie, however. This is wonderful. The place is festooned with family pictures. You have my mother over there, that gorgeous woman, when she graduated from the College of Law in 1932. My father, when he had just graduated from the Christian Brothers Academy, and then he went to the law school in the fall, and there is no graduation picture of him from the College of Law because at that point he went 2 years. You could get a certificate, and then you could take the bar exam, and having worked his way through delivering ice cream, he did exactly that. And as Nancy said, he passed the bar, but he couldn't be admitted right away, so he worked as an insurance adjuster and was sworn in when he was 21. Bonchenick and King had the great good sense to hire him despite his lack of a college degree. And he went on. He was a Horatio Alger type of man, went on to make this great career from humble beginnings. My mother, as Nancy told you, was a true pioneer among women. Remarkable. Anyway, this is a happy occasion for the College of Law, the university, and our family. Bob, Carolyn, and I are thrilled about the new law school building to be named for our parents. I know our parents would be too. As Dean Cantor said, its location is particularly meaningful to us since it is so near the swamp, which is the area where Irish immigrants settled and where our father, the son of an Irish immigrant, was born and grew up. This was on Jackson Street. We are excited that the location means so much to the university, too, anchoring as it does the new Western campus and to the city of Syracuse, the hometown crowd. It's an outstanding university. As all of you know, this is a fabulous university made up of many excellent schools, of which the College of Law is one. The Western campus, anchored by the new law school building, is further evidence of the vitality of both. Bob, Carolyn, and I are proud to be associated with the university and with the College of Law, as were our parents. The Dineen family would like to thank the University Board of Trustees, Chancellor Cantor, Provost Spina, Dean Arterian, and the College of Law Board of Advisors for their leadership and hard work in planning and advancing both the new law school building and the Western Campus Initiative. We also thank the institutional advancement departments of both the university and the law school for their effective fundraising efforts. We congratulate them in particular on their success in involving a record number of alumni and friends at this time of stress in the national economy. I'd also like to extend my personal thank you, and that of my brother and sister, to those of you here who have made a commitment to this project. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Kathy. Those were heartfelt message, and it's just a great story of you and your family and your dedication and this memory in honor of your parents. Before we conclude, I have the honor of introducing to you a third-year law student, Michael Kaplan, who will speak on behalf of the student body. Michael is the executive director of the Moot Court Honor Society, and he's the lead articles editor for the Syracuse Law Review. Michael's from Philadelphia, and we're happy to tell you that upon graduation, Michael will be clerking for U.S. District Court Judge Gary Sharp. Michael.
Thank you. Thank you, Mark. Chancellor Cantor, Dean Arterian, the Dineen family, distinguished guests, good afternoon. My name is Michael Kaplan, and I am a third-year student at the College of Law. This afternoon, I have the privilege of speaking about the College of Law from a student's perspective. Winston Churchill once said, we make a life by what we get. We make a living by what we get, but we make a life by what we give. The generosity of the Dineen family and the extraordinary gift that has brought us here today is exemplary. It will unequivocally touch every member of the College of Law's family for generations to come. But today is about more than the immeasurable generosity of Mrs. Riston, Judge King, and Mr. Dineen. It is about embracing opportunity and celebrating the exceptional results created when the faculty, staff, students, and alumni unite under one name, the Syracuse University College of Law. I would like to briefly talk about each of these groups. The faculty at the College of Law is, to say the least, distinguished. They are accomplished scholars and practitioners who are repeatedly recognized and rewarded for their work. However, it is neither the plethora of awards they have won nor the multitude of degrees they have earned that make them distinguishable. It is simply the fact that their doors are always open to students. This open-door mentality fosters far more than a simple student-teacher relationship. It is the foundation of a professional relationship amongst future colleagues and a personal relationship among friends. Additionally, we are fortunate to have a professional staff that remains engaged with our students from before the beginning, to end. Our staff is dedicated to finding the finest all-around students to join our family, on empowering us to be successful in our future endeavors, and on creating an environment where student initiatives, no matter how large or small, can be brought to fruition. Next, our students. The students of the College of Law are diverse in their backgrounds, yet unified in their goals. Simply put, students demand and perpetuate a collegial learning environment that strives to recognize the needs of all members of the student body, no matter how large or small. And finally, our alumni. There's far too much to say about this group. Nevertheless, I would like to highlight just two of the reasons why their support is invaluable. First, they are generous, both with their time and with their contributions. No matter how busy or accomplished they are in their respective positions, students seeking to network need only type 5 words in the subject line of an email. These 5 words, Syracuse Law Student Seeking Assistance, standing alone, act as the key to the limitless resources of our alumni network. Second, and most importantly, our alumni remember what it was like to be a student at the College of Law. It is because of this memory that they offer themselves, sponsor scholarships, guide students trying to navigate the job market, and finally, provide the remarkable gift that has brought us here today. And while I began my remarks with a quote from Winston Churchill, I'd like to close with one from Mr. Dineen. Mr. Dineen recently stated, and I quote, "Because of the opportunities and education that the College of Law provided to my parents, every member of the Dineen family owes their success to Syracuse. Mrs. Riston, Judge King, Mr. Dineen, we, the students of the College of Law, both present and future, now owe our success to you. Thank you."
I had decided I was going to interrupt before Mark got here. Because when I talked, I gave him a little talk about the meaning of the building. Mark Malfitano, before he was chair of our board and during the time he has been chair of our board, has given so much of his energy, deep intelligence, his people skills. I cannot, those of you who have been around for this know what I'm talking about. Those of you who haven't, it's indescribable. He has been beyond stalwart. He can talk to engineers, and he teaches at the law school. What can I say? He more than any individual just person who could have done something, did more than anyone could have expected him to do in terms of time, energy, buoyancy, and belief in the future. And this is from me, because I don't get a chance to do this in front of everybody. I just want to thank you, Mark. Thank you.
Thanks, Hannah. That means a lot. We all love this place, and the love of the Dineen family is a great example of that. Hey, before we end, I just want to first of all say thank you for all coming, and I would like everybody to give a rousing standing round of applause and appreciation to the Dineen family for this significant gift.